Well, hello everyone, it's Kari and I am so excited to be here. This is my first video with Crafty Meraki and I am going to be using this Be Your Own kind of cupcake stamp set. It is so beautiful with lots of cupcakes to choose from. Some really great sentiments like have a sweet birthday, thank you sweet friend, celebrate your special day. And there's also coordinating dies that go with it. I also have this die set here, which is the Hugs Slimline tag, and we're going to shake it up just a little bit today and use that to make a shaker card. I'm also using these rosy opal gems, and that's going to be one of our shaker elements. Now I've already colored up these cupcakes in pinks and reds. I've got a chocolate one here as well, and I'm going to use the coordinating dies to cut them out. So I'm just going to place those dies right over the top and use some low tack tape to tape them down. Then I'm going to slowly peel that tape off after I've run them through the die cut machine. And we've got some beautiful, perfect cupcakes. Don't they look delicious? I am in love with these. So I've only colored up 3. I wasn't sure how many I was going to use for this card, so I wanted to have enough to choose from. Now I've got a piece of pink cardstock here that is cut to a mini slimline size. I've cut it to 6.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And now I'm going to take some darker inks and go around the edge of this entire panel. So I'm using a hot pink ink, and then I'm going to bring in a purple just around the very edge, just to darken it up a little bit. This is going to give it some depth, some richness, and a bit more interest as well, since there'll be multiple colors here to give it that interest. So there we go. There's our cardstock. Now I'm going to take that Hugs from the center of this die set, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that apart using my snips here. This is the first time I've used that. I will take this over my trash can and snip off the little excess bits around the edge as well. Now I'm just auditioning my pieces here to see which cupcakes I'm going to use and how many I'm going to use. I ended up settling on using 2 cupcakes for the shaker card, and I'm going to go ahead and tape down that Hugs and take it to my die cut machine to cut it out. So I've cut that out of this one, and I'm going to save all these pieces because I will put those little center pieces back in. But first, let's attach our acetate to the back of this die cut panel. I'm going to use my trick first of all using an old dryer sheet to rub across the sides of the acetate. That will help so the static cling kind of disappears, so my sequins and shaker pieces don't stick to the acetate. Now I'll take a bead of glue, just a small amount, and put it on the back of that panel, and then put the acetate right on there and hold that on with some acrylic blocks. Now I've already cut and scored my card base here. The card base was cut at 6.5 by 7 and then scored in half at the 3.5 mark to fold it and create the card base. So here's where I'm going to use that Hugs, the excess Hugs. I'm going to put that right inside here to act as a placement guide so I can glue in those little center pieces. So I'm using the Crafty Meraki gem picker here. It's a 2-sided tool. I'm just using the side that has the placement tool for gem picking on that side. I'm going to just pick up the cardstock with that gem picker and place them down right inside, just like that. Remove the Hugs and then put my acrylic block right on top so that it can dry and stay in place. So now we're about ready to build our shaker. This is one of my favorite parts. I'm using some double thick foam tape. This is already double high so that you don't have to double it up yourself. It's already done for you. And I'm going to use this all around the perimeter of the card base. I did realize though that this one was a little too thick to fit on the top. So I'm going to use a skinnier one for the top. It's still double thick, but you can see that it's much skinnier than the first one that I was using. I like having both those sizes So just in case I need a smaller size. Now I'm going to put in those rosy opal gems, and I will take some time to turn them all right side up. This does take a little bit of time, but I do think it's worth it because these are gorgeous in real life. They really sparkle. I will add some clear gems as well, clear sequins. And to bring a little bit of that red into the mix, I'm using a sequin mix that has some red and pink in it as well. So I'll put all those together, and once I do, I will center those all to the inside here. And now we can remove the backer pieces to the foam tape and go ahead and place that down right over the shaker mix that we've created. Just like so. I just want to make sure I line that up as best I can here. And press that down really well so none of those pieces fall out. And that's as simple as it is to make that shaker card. Now let's go ahead and add our cupcakes here. I'm adding these with some foam tape as well. This is regular foam tape, not the double thick kind, just the regular. And then I will go ahead and make a bonus card because we have that hugs already cut out and we have that extra cupcake that I didn't use, but it was ready to go. So might as well, right? So here I'm going to show you how to stretch your stencil to fit a mini slimline card. First, I'm just going to place this on. I'm only holding it here because this is going to be a real quick stencil, and then I'm going to move the stencil down and line it up with the previous design to stretch that stencil and make it extend to the entire card base. It's pretty easy to do. In the video, you might not be able to tell how I line that up, but in real life, you can see the design and you can just line it right up over so it's a continuous design. So this is going to be our second card. I'm going to add the hugs there, put some more rosy opal gems on this card, putting them in two little clusters of 3 each. And then I've also cut out that hugs die 3 more times and I'm stacking them up right here. And then I'll glue the hot pink hugs to the top. This is going to give it some really great dimension. And I'm going to offset it just a little to create a white shadow behind the hot pink hugs. And then we'll go ahead and attach all of that to our card base with some liquid adhesive once again. Just like that. And then I'll add the rest of the elements. So we've got the chocolate cupcake with the whipped cream frosting this time. We've got those opal gems, so pretty. And that's going to finish off the design for this one. And now we'll add our sub-sentiments. So I cut out the sentiment that says, keep calm and eat a cupcake. But it was just too long to fit on this mini slimline card for the width. So I'm going to cut it down into 2 different sentiment strips. So it's going to say keep calm and eat a cupcake will be on the second strip there. And we're going to do that on this one. And then the sub sentiment for our first one, which is the shaker, I'm going to cut out the one that says have a sweet birthday. I'm using Distress Oxide in the picked raspberry color to cut these out because that really does go along with our color scheme here. We've got quite a pink and red color scheme going for Valentine's. It's perfect, but it's also great for any time of year. These are universal. Everyone needs hugs every time, and birthday cards are always needed as well. So I just love that. So I'll use some liquid adhesive to attach those down just like that. Line them up so they are straight on the card, and that's going to finish off these 2 cards. It's like a 2-for-1 today. Bonus card along with our shaker. And I think this shaker was pretty simple to make as well. You just have to build your first panel on top with the acetate, add your shaker pieces, and then just decorate. I hope you enjoyed this video today and this tutorial. I really had a great time creating these cards. I will list all the supplies I used below so you can go check those out if you would like. And I will be back real soon with more card making inspiration. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have lots more inspiration coming your way this year. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.